Ladies and gentlemen, can you please welcome the fake McCoys!
Gravity, atmosphere, gone. Good evening. I am Christopher Lee. Welcome to this most auspicious occasion in honor of All Hallows Eve. Tonight we intend to raise the tone of the evening by presenting Edgar Allen Poe's classic tale of terror, The Raven. I, of course, will be reading the text, and my associate here will be providing some atmosphere of some sort.
Atmosphere?
Yes, atmosphere.
Right, so you read the poem.
Yes,
and
I will
I
read
just
Edgar Allen Poe's
some
classic tale of terror.
live action.
You just do what you do.
Right. No,
Yes.
that's fine. That definitely sounds as good as your thing, sure.
Yes. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Atmosphere.
Atmosphere. And so, Edgar Allen, that's good. I like that. The Raven. Too far. Once, upon a midnight dreary.
Dong, dong, dong.
Really? You're going to do all 12?
That's atmosphere. Dong, dong. This is like good enough box, man. Dong, dong.
Are you even still counting?
No. What's the name? Dong.
While I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. I'm not joking, this routine actually goes back to 1994, and some of it hasn't travelled very well. Oh, look, Paul! While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping. As of someone gently rapping. Stop! Collaborate and listen as if that were a brand new invention! Suck it up. I'm very white. Rapping at my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor, I muttered. Tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Definitely not some sort of supernatural bird. Ah, distinctly I remember. It was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my book Surcease of Sorrow.
Medicine Surcease of Sorrow? Come on, you book.
Sorrow for the lost Lenore.
Lenore! Lenore! Tell me what you want!
A very 1999 of you.
Yeah, Blair Witch Project reference. I know what the kids are like.
For the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore.
Lenore!
Nameless here.
Hey, you!
Forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before.
That's new.
So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is. And nothing more. Presently, my soul grew stronger.
Yeah, check out my soul, ladies. Metaphysically ripped. Get your tickets to the Immaterial Gun Show. These soul jokes doing anything for you?
Hesitating then no longer. Sir, said I, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came, rapping. And so...
Come on, come back! I've been here for years, knocking my peers, putting suckers in gear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom, explosion! That's literally the only 2 rap songs I know.
And so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. And nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. Lenore, Lenore, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore.
Did you just rhyme Lenore with Lenore? Poe, you hack.
Merely this, and nothing more.
Master of 19th century American Gothic, my ass.
Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore.
Zoinks, you!
Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. I can't believe you just did that.
1994, we were literally teenagers.
Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt,
Sir, you're coming on.
and flutter,
Put 500 on, race 5, get it, can't lose.
in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he. Not the least obeisance made he.
I'm sorry, I was going to make an obeisance, but I ran out of bees.
Not a minute stopped or stayed he.
Bye.
Perched but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door. Perched on a busted palace just above my chamber door. Perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, the grave and stern decorum.
We didn't all go to fucking performing arts school, Christian. Oh God, my jaw.
Clearly not.
My temperament to village joined.
Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven.
Dave.
What?
Dave.
Dave. Really? That'll save some time, I suppose. And thus concludes it. No, we're doing it properly. We're doing it this way. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly.
Why?
Excuse me?
Why are you amazed that I discourse plainly?
Well,
you find it noteworthy, do you, that a bird comes in and you notice that black bird is unusually articulate? Is that what you're saying? I think we all know what's going on here.
though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore.
Cram it, Hitler.
For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as Dave Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour.
Dave!
Dave! Nothing farther than he uttered.
Nothing farther?
Not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered. Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said...
This is moving a bit fast, isn't it? It's been on this bus for like 20 seconds and you're already complaining I'm going to leave you. I'm not comfortable and I would like you to call me an Uber, please.
Startled. At the stillness broken by reply.
Startled at stillness?
What?
Can't be startled at stillness, that's terrible.
No, it's not startled at stillness. It's startled at the stillness broken.
Yeah,
it's the breaking of the stillness that starts.
Oh, okay, so the breaking of the stillness.
Yes.
We shouldn't
have to
let
me read it.
We shouldn't have to stop and ask. It breaks the
flow. You're breaking the flow of the poem. You're breaking the flow. Have you finished? Are you quite finished?
Fine.
Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken.
Oh, I see.
Doubtless, said I, what it utters, it is only stock and store.
Quite musical.
Caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of must you? Till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking.
Hello, I'd like to add you to my professional network on LinkedIn.
No, linking.
Oh, sorry. I tried so hard!
No, linking!
Hi, I'm the guy from that zombie show, Andrew.
Shut up! Fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking.
Fuck you! That bloody oil painting yourself.
Nevermore.
I wonder Lenore left you.
This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core.
Ah, fiery bird, laser eyes, burning your boosies.
Did that just happen?
I don't have much to work with here.
Exactly. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining,
here it comes,
with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, nevermore.
You are such a buzzkill.
Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried. Oh, God. Wretch. Thy God hath lent thee. By these angels he hath sent thee respite, and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff. Oh, quaff. No, quaff. This kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of the lie that thy soul has spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, oh, he's gone.
You asked me to move in 2 stanzas ago, and now you're bloody telling me to leave.
Nevermore.
Getting mixed signals here.
And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting, on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and oh, look at him, he's dreaming. Get him, get the demon. Get the other demon. And the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted. Dave! Thank you, my friends, and good night.